Reading is important. We all know that. We've been exposed to media outlets that promote reading comprehension from birth. We've had radio stations that had public service announcements. We've had television shows like Reading Rainbow, Sesame Street, Between the Lines. We've had field trips to our local libraries. And yet, more and more each year, Americans have less interest in reading. Kids today just don't have the basic reading skill sets. Alliance for Excellent Education states that U.S. 11th graders have placed close to the bottom when it comes behind students from the Philippines, Indonesia, Brazil, and other developing countries when it comes to test scores. Today I will inform you on the importance of reading, how you can benefit from it, and possible reasons why people are reading less than usual. Reading has helped me relate to people outside my own personal world, appreciate the author's artistic expression, and broaden my social horizons. Reading can not only be a great hobby, but reading itself can help you, the benefits can last a lifetime. Now, some people may think that we don't have a problem. Well, let me elaborate on the extent of the issue. According to Marcia Clement, a veteran social policy reporter with a degree in English from Georgetown University, says that in 1982, 60% of 18 to 24-year-olds read for leisure. In 2002, that number went down to 43%. This could be because of technological distractions. Don't get me wrong, I do like technology. I do own an MP3 player. I know how to work a computer, and just like most of you, I do watch television. But it's no secret that these things have consumed most, if not all, of our downtime. According to the U.S. Department of Labor and Bureau of Labor Statistics, the percentage of household reading material dropped by nearly half between 1995 to 2005, while the percentage spent on TV and audio equipment rose from a third of family entertainment spending up to 37%. Another factor is our education system. I don't think I need a statistic to show that our education system is pretty bad. And not to mention constant multitasking on the part of the student. The Boston Globe found that more than half of middle school and high school students use other media outlets most or some of the time while reading, and that 20% of the time they spend reading, they are also watching TV, playing video games, sending messages, or otherwise using a computer. Multitasking makes it hard to concentrate and absorb into a book. Absorbing into a book helps you to make connections between you and the words. You may think, well, I'm a college student. We read all the time. We have homework, we have reports. We're all familiar with the academic journal. But in actuality, most of us aren't actually reading. Most of us have participated in a new form of reading called power browsing, skimming through titles to quickly absorb information. An article titled Information Behavior Researchers of the Future says that virtual libraries do hardly any sustained reading. 60% of readers of online academic journals view no more than 3 pages, and the solid majority looks briefly at the journal one time only. This method of reading causes us to only look at the text just for information and keeps us from relating and comprehending. Now that we fully understand our problem, it's time for a solution. And all we have to do is read. It can be 30 minutes to an hour. You can just wake up you can do it in the morning, before bed, lunchtime, anytime. Just pick up a book or a magazine or a newspaper and just read it. Now that we fully understand our problem, according to the website Persistence Unlimited, engaging your mind in reading materials helps improve your vocabulary, concentration, and focus, not to mention memory loss. Studies show that older adults who participate in reading are less likely to be at risk for memory loss. Sure, you can get information quickly from television, but take this quote into consideration. Images only give you surface. Print gives you interior. An image from a film or television doesn't give you the interior life of a character. Professor Williams from the University of Louisville. This quote is true in so many ways. I mean, there's only so much information you can get in a 30-minute television show or an hour-long movie, but books, there's no time limit, and the author author is able to combine so many layers to a character. That's my take on the book. Now, if you decide to partake in this reading challenge, you will love the rewards. Reading improves vocabulary, comprehension, creativity, and focus, as I mentioned before. Reading also gives you a glimpse into other cultures and places. It enables you to think. I mean, think about it. You don't really think when you're surfing the web or watching your favorite reality television show. A reading is also inexpensive entertainment. If you are willing to pay $10 for a movie ticket, you should have no problem renting a free book from your local library. Plus, even though I love watching movies, I have to say that almost always, whenever someone decides to turn a popular novel into a feature film, the books are usually better than the movie. But if you don't read, you're making a choice to limit the ability of your brain. Just like how your body needs exercise, your mind needs just as much positive stimulation to keep it active and alert. Reading, doing crossword puzzles, and other mind development exercises can help you tremendously. Not to mention, if you already have an issue with reading, and you continue to not read, you may have issues with trying to get a job. Back in the day, most jobs involved high labor and less reading, meaning you didn't really need to learn how to read in order to work at a coal mine or a factory line or construction. But now we live in a more fast-paced, technology-infested world. This means that we have more office jobs which involve writing, processing data, and reading reports, etc. Laura Westberg, Director of Research and Special Projects at the National Center for Family Literacy in Louisville, Kentucky, says that literacy levels stagnate, workplace demands for literacy are growing, applicants appear unable to meet rising job demands for capable reading and writing. Now that we know the benefits of reading, I'm sure you all like to know where you can buy or borrow books. As I've said before, reading is on the decline. We have forgotten the simplicity of enjoying a book. All I'm asking is for you all to take a small portion out of your day to read a book. I promise you will not regret it. There are so many outlets that sell books, newspapers, etc. Like Barnes & Nobles, Borders, or if you want to, you can support your local mom-and-pop bookstore. And just look them up and visit. Or if you're like me and don't like to commit to buying a book, you can always get a library card. And they're very easy to sign up, they're free, and you can borrow a book, return it, and borrow another one, as many as you want. My goal today was to get you guys to understand that even though we have quickly advanced over the past century, you must not lose sight of the importance of basic reading and comprehension, and to remember that we should not forget. Hopefully you will all take this message to heart and realize the problems our country is facing, and pick up a good book. Thank you.
All right, that was excellent. There's absolutely no question that it makes me want to read more. Because I say to myself, I read all the time, right? But I don't do a lot of the kind of reading that is, well, that you need to do and that's enjoyable and that is worthwhile. And the power browsing, right?
They have actual classes for that now so that you can like
learn how to speed read, right? There's classes on how to be able to do it.
There are classes on how to do that?
yeah, there's
I read the
classes in like
You read the article? You really do?
I got college to learn how to speed reading pretty much, and they have universities.
Well, Rosie, that was great.
Card as well.
That was great.
It's in here, right?
That was good.
All right, that was very, very good, Rosie. How did you feel about giving that speech? Good now.
I feel good now.
Thorough research, really very good research from all what sounded like very credible sources. Useful stuff. It really was. It was so conversational. Like I just felt like it was Rosie. We were just like having a conversation about it. I loved it, and there was no question that she had conviction and she was on board with it. Was she pounding her fist? Was she screaming and yelling? No, but it still was very persuasive because her language was there. Her delivery was very. It was just really honest and genuine.
Okay. I'm going to the library. Okay.
And she even said, you know, I know a lot of you were thinking, well, I don't have the money or I don't have the time. It's free, and I'm only talking about, you know, maybe 30 minutes.
I can never find
Find the time instead of watching that one TV show or spending that unnecessary time texting.
I like the analogy how she said if you can spend time buying a movie ticket instead of buying a book. I was like,
And the
wow.
timing of how she said it, I was like, okay, what was she going to do? Was she going to say how much it costs to buy a book? Because people will say, well, once I buy it, then what? But she said, if you spend out $10 buying a movie ticket, you certainly can get a free book. You know, I mean, yeah.
Quote.
Which one?
You said print gives you interior layers.
Yes.
The media,
Didn't you start kind of picturing it? Like, yeah, when I do read a book, I get so involved in it.
Even the good movies like Lord of the Rings is a very popular movie, but the books are so much
Yeah,
more
yeah,
in depth.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. No, and then when she said about the books always being better than the movie, I'm hearing everybody kind of agreeing that is so true. You go to the movie like waiting to see how good it's going to be, and it's always a
The
disappointment.
directors and producers, they pick the actors, but in the book.
You pick them. You create them.
You put where you want.
You create
how you want.
Yeah, yeah.